Yo, what's up guys, it's Pyagosy, the CryptoPy, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 indicators, right? And this does exclude volume. Even though volume is an indicator, guys, it's always on the charts, right? You just need to have it on. Basically, that's just it. So, that's why you see a completely empty chart, because we're going over every single indicator that I love the most. So, first of all, guys, I like to split my indicators up. There's momentum indicators and there's indicators that kind of indicate the future, right? It's kind of wonky, right? But it kind of indicates the future. So, let's go over the momentum indicators first, guys, and then we're going over the other indicators, right? The somewhat future, and some also predict the have the past on there and stuff, and the present. So we'll go over every single one of them. So let's get started with the momentum ones. So when you go up to first of all, go to tradingview.com. Link is in description below, but just go to tradingview.com. Then you go up to here, indicators, right? So what are we going to search for? We're going to search for an RSI, a relative strength index. We just plop it on. That's it, right? We got an RSI here. What does this tell us, guys? Right? And we're on the daily level. So when the RSI is above the 70, right here, it's overbought area. But that does not tell you like everything, right? It can be overbought for a while, but you can see it's overbought. Boom, it falls back to the mean. Okay, so if you already started selling when it just started getting overbought, you would have sold here at 9k-ish, right? Where we are right now. So that's not the best thing to do, guys. This is only to look at momentum, okay? And I mean, overbought, if it gets really high levels, yeah, you could look at selling a little bit of your holdings. But as you can see, the indicator of overbought, and it was way higher here, the RSI, even though here's the price, than it was here, where the price was all the way up here. So it doesn't indicate everything. This is what we call a hidden bullish divergence, right? Price action is higher and RSI is lower. So I mean, that's hidden bearish divergence, sorry, not bullish, obviously. So yeah, that indicates that we're going down. So that is kind of how you can see it as well. But it's just a good thing to look at, right? At the RSI, when the RSI level's about 50, you're very neutral zone, right? You're very neutral. When it goes below it, it gets a little bit more complicated. So what I also like to do is just put a line on my RSI around the 50 here. If you want to have it exactly at the 50, guys, it's not hard. Okay, you double click this and you just change this. It's on the coordinates to 50. Boom. Alright, it's at 50 now. There's my line. When it's above it, we're bullish. When it's under it, we're bearish. Okay, so let's just have that for a test. Okay, so here, right, we were under it, then we went above it here. But that's obviously a lagging indicator, because look, we're above it, we stay above it, and we go under it again. So, that is just a momentum indicator, guys. But you can kind of see if we go bullish again, right? If we go above that 50. Also, if you want to do diagonal lines, you can as well, right? You can do like something like this, guys. See, you actually can start drawing triangles onto your RSI. That is just something you can do as well. It's just a momentum indicator, guys, but it's pointing down right now. It's also under the 50. We are going down on Bitcoin. I cannot say, otherwise, because it is how it is, alright? So let's go on to the second momentum indicator, and we'll get more busy on this chart every time I add an indicator. Okay, so boom, alright, there we go. Let's add on to this the stochastic RSI. Right? You always see me having this on as well, and that is because this is also a momentum indicator. You can see here, we started like diverging a little bit here, right, to the other way, and then we crossed down, and now we see the daily is down, right? So like the best thing to look for, you can see on the chart as well, but the best thing to look for, guys, is for this to kind of do like, you know, and then go back up, right? So it needs to kind of round off. You see it rounds off every time again, and sometimes this indicates momentum going up, but if the momentum's not strong enough, not covered with volume, then you're not going all that far, right? The momentum might go up, you get a little bump, and then boom, down you go. So it is just a really good thing to look at to see the overall picture. So you go on a bigger time frame. Let's say I've made a video about this before. You know, when I go through my watch list, you know, let's just check ADA out here, right? So on the 3-day, what you can literally only do is look at the stochastic, right? So you see the 3 days pointing a little bit up, then you look at the daily, it's pointing upwards, but it's also bending a little bit, so it's not that great. Here the daily is about to point up, right? It's trying, but it's obviously not at the bottom. If you look at the 3-day, it's pointing up. Let's actually take a look at the chart. So this, you can see ADAX actually has some strength here, right? So that is how you just kind of look at the stochastic RSI. So that's why I love that one. I also have an entire video on the stochastic RSI. So, you know, with that out of the way, let's add our third momentum indicator that I don't have on the chart all that much, which is a MACD. Let's put the MACD on here. So the MACD kind of does the same thing as the stochastic RSI, as you can see here, except for it also has these little dots, right? It has these little dots. When the dots get above it, we're bullish. When they are under it, we're bearish. So the way you can look at this is when you can see, right? They went under it here already, and they never really got above it. So that kind of told you, gave you a little clue that this was merely what we call just a double top, right? A complacency top. It's just complacency for people who didn't get out here, they can get out there. Also, if you would have taken your Fibonacci from the top here to the bottom here, you see it came to about 618.65 level. So that is just a second exit, right, on getting out of Bitcoin before it really dumps. That is just how you look at that. Right now it's pointing up but also bending a little bit downwards again. So that's why I like sometimes the stochastic more and sometimes the MACD more. Often the stochastic more, because that clearly tells you we went up, and we did go up a little bit, right? And then now we're about to just go down again, right? It's just how it is, guys, right? So that is just how I look at that, right? So that's the MACD for you guys. You can look at the same thing here, the crossing, and if we look on the daily, the crossing, and it actually wants to cross down here on the daily, but the 3-day didn't really do anything. Well, on the stochastic we went up. The daily is going down, daily is going down here as well. So you just you put multiple indicators together, and you see that the RSI is pointing down, the stochastic RSI is crossing down, and the MACD wants to cross down, right? It's not crossed down yet, but soon, if this crosses, that indicates for people that only use the MACD to get out. You will see a lot of people get out, a lot of dumping, if that happens, right? That's people that just look at the MACD. Let's get rid of the MACD for now. So I'm going to add something right now, which is called the Ichimoku cloud. Alright, before I do that, you type in Ichimoku here at the indicators, and we put that in, okay? Boom. That's our Ichimoku cloud. And this is all default settings, guys. This is what you get if you do default settings. This is not the Ichimoku that I use, but let's just tell you how this works before, you know, we go over the one I use. So normally it's the settings 9, 26, 52 and 26, which over here you can go to the settings tab and you can change this, okay? So you can change this if you want. I highly suggest you do, which we change to 20, 60, 120, 30. Alright? Why do we do that? That's because cryptocurrency is a market that goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right? So that is why we change these settings. These settings are made for Forex markets, which, like the default settings, which only go I believe 24 hours a day and 5 days a week. So you get slightly different settings here, 20, 60, 120 and 30, in order to, you know, see it correctly. So that is what I do here. And oh no, I need to actually do all this again, but that's fine, we'll go over it anyways. So guys, basically, let me see the keytune sen here. Keytune, where's keytune sen? Lagging span. Alright, they call it lagging span, that's cool, whatever. The green one, okay? And then we have Tenkan and keytune. Alright, so basically, I mean, this is the English terms for it, alright? I'm used to Japanese terms, but we can deal with that. So the blue one, guys, this is what we call the Chikou, alright? Chikou span. Chikou is basically telling you the history, right? And then we have Tenkan sen, the green one here, which is I believe, hold on, is this the green one here? The daily, yeah, this is Tenkan sen, the green one. Alright, Tenkan sen is the basic, you can see it as the smaller average. Alright, so when we get a cross up above the cloud, the price goes above the cloud, the green goes over the red one, which is Kijun sen. So Kijun sen, so Tenkan sen goes over Kijun sen, price is above the cloud, and Chikou span is above the cloud. That tells Ichimoku traders to enter. And what we see here is a bullish cloud, a bullish Kumo. Alright, Kumo is in Japanese for cloud. That's why it's called Ichimoku. They just played around with the words in order to get this, right? So this is a Kumo cloud. This is a bullish Kumo cloud, but a bearish Kumo cloud. Alright. And this is where we have a soft spot in the cloud and we can go through it, right? It's a cloud gap. That's what I call it. I don't know the official term, but you can gap through here, right? That's still pretty far away, right? That is looking at time statistics. I don't like doing that at all. But if we look on the daily here, that is actually on the 6th, right? The 6th of March. I don't think, like, I don't believe in time analysis, guys. But some people do, so you know, I take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, guys, that is how it's usually used. What I only like to use is just the clouds. I mean, I've traded based on the complete Ichimoku strategy, which works out great, guys. Nothing against it, but you just way late into a trade, okay? Because that for you to enter a trade, let's say it would go down here, Bitcoin, right? Get to like 8,000 levels. Then goes back up. Well, you would only get into the trade after price is above cloud, so already at 12.5, and probably this Tenkan sen needs to be over Kijun sen, so bullish again, and Chikou needs to be above cloud as well and above price. When Chikou span is under price, it's very bearish. Alright, so that is basically how that works, guys. Let's just fix this. Alright, so I don't like to have Chikou span on there. I don't need Kijun either. I don't need Tenkan. We like to have this just green, right? Well, we don't need this actually. We don't need this at all. And then I like this to just have this a little bit green here. So you can just play around with the settings here, guys. That's a green cloud. Let's just make it like that. And then we have a red cloud as well. Alright, so you still want to be able to see the candles. That's why you don't want to put this all the way like that, right? So just have it like this, guys. That's okay for me to have on the chart in order to see the clouds. You can see we pierced through the cloud here a little bit. We went through the cloud all the way here. That's what a cloud edge to edge trade is like. You know, you go from one edge to the other. I like edge to edge trades, guys. Definitely fun to trade. Also, you see that basically the cloud is nice resistance, right? We don't need all these other lines. So I'm okay with just keeping the cloud on there. And I definitely think the cloud is a great indicator. That's why it's in my top 5. Alright, so let's move on, guys. So far we've had the RSI, the stochastic RSI, the MACD, and the Ichimoku cloud. Alright, now we're getting one more indicator on here, guys, and that is called the EMA. Alright, so let's just put on some EMAs right now. So all you go to indicators, you type in EMA, you put on a moving average exponential. I like to put on 2. Boom. Alright, that's 2 of them. Now what I do here, you know my colors, orange, right? So style orange, and then the length I like 55. You know, Filicone has actually taught me this one, because I used to have just different numbers, but these make more sense because we use Fibonacci all day long, right? And 55 is a Fibonacci sequence number. So I'm going with 55 here. And then the other one, guys, I had it already, which was a 21, which is also a Fibonacci sequence number, and I like to make that white. There you go. So that is how my charts look, right? And I don't always have the clouds on. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I look at both situations though. So obviously this bounce was very likely. You can also see it in my previous videos. We showed it, alright? We showed it also on the 4 hour. You can see that. So this is an edge to edge trade, right? You enter here, you exit there. Basically you would have made a nice 12%. That is an edge to edge trade. When it pops out of the cloud, it goes, it runs for a little bit, and then now we're back into the cloud. Alright, so this would be very nice to bounce off, right? 8800, guys. And what does 8800 also coincide with? If we take the Fibonacci here, 8800 coincides with the 0.5 Fibonacci level. It's not a true Fibonacci level, guys, just like the 0.65, but it's just an area that it likes to bounce on a lot. Also, that coincides with right here, this area. Right, let's just put it like that. Boom. Alright, we have an area where it can bounce from. That is how you do your analysis, guys. So basically, there you go. That is my indicators. Alright, so EMA is exponential moving average. They are just based on the average that it moves, the price moves, right? So this is a 21 candle average and a 55 candle average. When the 21 candle average goes below the 55 candle average, that is a very bearish sign, and that is what we're looking at right now on the 4 hour. Alright, so if you look at the 1 hour, you would have been short already up here, and never basically when this went over, guys, you could have just entered your short here. I know I don't do that, but I know some people that do that, and it's a very good strategy. Basically, you still into your short, guys. You're already 14% up. So that is how you can do it. I like to just play the little bounces, you know, have little 3% there, 4% there, whatever. That in general that makes more money. But if you don't have all that time, you can just enter on like a cross down, or also, guys, if it crosses up, you can just enter until it crosses up again, or in that case crosses down again. So let's say it crosses up right now, that could only be here, right? So you are guaranteed right now, if you just take that strategy of about 8% profit. That's not bad, right? Just for a nice strategy. That's an EMA strategy. A lot of traders use that. So yeah, basically, and also you can use this line. I use this line all the time, guys. Alright, I use this line all the time, based on like 30-minute whatever. Okay, so when I see it here, right, when we were here, I use this as like a form of resistance. This is like an excellent opportunity to go into a short. Over here it overextended a little bit. So what you do then, you can go look at different time frames as well. You're like, okay, the hourly can really not go higher. You definitely don't. If you see a higher high, guys, that means get out, or it means get stopped out, even if you have like quite a loss, because that's just how it is. But this is great for support and resistance as well, just like the cloud is. It's just a great indicator, right? And when it crosses, that could be a strategy, right? Just trade crosses, right? So over, where was it? Over here you crossed, right? So over here you would have been out. What is that? That is basically 10%. Then you cross here again, so you enter again, guys, right around here, and you didn't cross, crossed, another 25%. That's just if you only trade the crosses, guys. I know it's not my style too much, but it's definitely a way to do it as well if you want to. I just use them mostly for support and resistance areas for the shorter term trades. But guys, there you have it. That's my favorite indicators. All right, we got the RSI, the stochastic RSI, the MACD for momentum indicators, and then we got the Ichimoku cloud and the EMAs for my regular indicators. Right, there's a ton more indicators, guys. Have a go at it. There's so many here. Bollinger Bands, whatever have you, right? Just check them out and look what you like. But I definitely enjoyed these indicators the most. They helped me the most. So that is my top 5 indicators, guys, and I hope I explained them pretty okay. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for the indicators. Also, join up with my Telegram. All right, join it with the CryptoPies blog, where we talk among each other, where you can ask me any questions, where you can ask other people questions, and it's just a big chat box and we help each other. And I love for you guys to post your charts. But when you join my channel, guys, you cannot post links right away, because I do have a bot in place that just doesn't let new people post links, right? That's to avoid spam. So after 24 hours you can post links, and before that, just tell the entries or whatever, right? Just, and then I can see it in my head anyways. But after 24 hours you can draw your charts and show everyone what you're up to. So that's great. Also, join up with the CryptoPies feed, where I post all my videos. I post all my technical analysis. Well, not all, but some technical analysis for sure. And also about upcoming ICOs, we post that as well. And of course, when to whitelist, and if you're allowed to whitelist, etc. Because some countries are simply not. So, I keep you guys up to date there as well. It's basically an announcement channel, guys. So join up with both Telegrams. Both Telegrams will be in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that post notification button. And if you got any questions at all, leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.